Well, hello again, everyone. For the second time today, we bring you Xenia Scouts Baseball from Burt Lacasse Park in St. Clair, Ontario, north of the border. We are here in Canada. Doubleheader set between the Green Giants and your Xenia Scouts. Alongside Riley Harshman, I'm Charlie Danis. Well, Riley, we get to do it again. Scouts fell by a count of 2-1 in the game, and they're looking for a better result in this second game, as the first pitch to Cam Murray is a ball.
Yeah, when you play a doubleheader, if you lose that first one, then obviously the next goal is to win the next one, get that split. And the Scouts, they're in desperate need of a win, so they can do it here with the doubleheader.
This is fouled off by Murray, 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. And Murray takes it for a ball, 2-1 the count. Well, the right-hander, Marcus Christie, is on the hill for the Green Giants as that pitch is swung on and missed. Counting at 2 balls, 2 strikes on Cam Murray. And we'll get you the rest of the starting lineup for the Scouts in just a moment as Murray fouls it off to the right. Murray will be in center field, bat leadoff, middle to shortstop. He'll bat second. The left fielder, Graham Welch, will bat third. The designated hitter, Caleb Eater, will bat fourth, as that pitch is inside for a ball, 3-2. Jared Lindsay, the catcher, will bat fifth. Truman Brown, the third baseman, will bat sixth. Carter Boswell, the right fielder, will bat seventh. Zach Bacon, the second baseman, will bat. Murray, by the way, earns himself a leadoff walk.
With that leadoff walk, you'd like to see Murray get an emotion on the base pass, try to get in a scoring position, try to get something going early here for the Scouts.
So now that'll bring Nick Tuttle to the plate. Tuttle had a couple of singles in game earlier today against game. This game 2 of today's doubleheader. 7 regulation innings, so that will shorten things up but time-wise, at least you would think in theory, as Tuttle takes a strike. So because of those 2 signals, Nick Tuttle's batting average remains somewhere around 345, 347, as he continued very well for the Scouts. He'll pop this one out of play. 0-2 the kid. In fact, we were actually talking, Riley, with Nick Tuttle during the break. Nice guy, if you ask me.
Great guy. And something when we were waiting in the hotel room today, I saw him reading a book, 90% Mental, big baseball book about how you might prepare yourself before, during games, after games. And, you don't really see a lot of college ball players, reading books about baseball, but there Tuttle was.
Well, you got to learn a little bit about your craft. And that is the way to do it. 0-2 pitch upcoming to Tuttle. It's down low for a ball. 1-2 count on the Scout shortstop. Welch, left fielder, leading on deck for Xenia. The Scouts once again going with their camouflage tops along with their gray pants. And that is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Tuttle becomes a strikeout victim for the first out of the inning. And so now Graham will come to the plate, making his first of the day. Did not play in game 1 of today's doubleheader. He's in left field, which makes sense because he wears number 7, and the number 7 represents left field. How about that? That pitch is down low for a ball. 1-0 the count.
Graham Welch, one of 2 lefties left on the Scouts team. Duke and Darnell, who unfortunately had to go home due to injury, was the third, and Carson Wright is the other one still on this team.
Meanwhile, this pitch is fouled off. 1-1 the count on Welch. Marcus Christie, big old right-hander, 6 foot, 195 pounds. And this pitch is lifted into left field. And the catch will be made for the second out of the inning. So now Caleb Eater will come to the plate. Just a quick rundown on Christie's numbers this season. 4-2 with a 4.29 earned on average. This is his 8th start, 9th overall game in which he's pitched for the Green Giants. And in 44 pitched, struck out 23 and walked 14. So he's been pretty solid out there on the mound with the Green Giants here in 2018. Runner going, all inside, and throw down to second in time. And that is how the inning will end for the Scouts. No runs, no hits, and no men left on base for the Scouts as well. Scouts nothing. Green Giants at the bottom of the first here on the Scouts Radio Network. Half of the first here at LaCasse Park. Ben Bills on the mound for the Scouts today. We'll tell you about his 2018 numbers in just a moment. First, the starting lineup for the St. Clair Green Giants. Mossy's the center fielder at first. DeLuke is the left fielder. He'll bat second. Zeminski, the third baseman, will bat third. Cienfuegos, designated hitter, will bat fourth. Jones, the first baseman, will bat fifth. Homer, the second baseman, will bat sixth. Crump, the catcher, will bat eighth. And Dion, the shortstop, will bat sixth. We already talked to Marcus Christie, the right-hander, on the mound for the Green Giants. And now we get to talk a little bit about Ben Bills. Bills a right-hander from Nyack College. Here comes his first pitch of the day, and it is in there for a strike. Again, Mossy.
Bills has just been on the unfortunate side of a lot of the scout losses this year. He's had a lot of good starts, and they've just been foiled by one or two bad innings, and he gets handed the loss for it.
Ball fouled off to the right. So now it's an 0-2 hole on Mossy. Bills quickly got it. The pitch. This will be a grounder out to second. Bacon up with it. The throw to first in time for the first out of the inning. So now they'll bring Rodrigo DeLuke to the pick. Bills on the year 1-5 with an 8.47 earned run average, making the sixth start of the season for Xenia. Also has one save on the year. 34 innings pitched. He has struck out 14, and he has walked 10. So now he'll go work on the left fielder, DeLuke. And DeLuke will probably someone into center field. Cam under it, second out of the inning. Well, that was quick. So now Zeminski will come to the plate. Zeminski at third base in this game. Bats from the left side going up against Bill. By the way, going with their camouflage top and gray pants. Green Giants, white pants. Green Giants, white pants, white jerseys. Green numbers outlined by yellow. Ball 1-0 the count. Here's the 1-0. And this is a high fly ball down the right field line. King under it, but he's not able to make the catch. Well, he was almost trying to make over the shoulder was field. Fall foul. As the count is now even at 1 ball and 1 strike on Zeminski. On deck, Green Giants, Cienfuegos, the designated hitter. Miggy Cienfuegos. Probably the most fun name that I've had to pronounce here in 2018, by far. Here's the 1-1. That pitch is down low for a ball. Although, I'll tell you what, Max Trucks the other night, that was a good name too. 2-1. That is the first strike. And now 2 balls, 2 strikes out. Was being a little overhit with their car horn out there, by the way. Bills with the pitch. And down low for a ball. We'll go full, 3-2. The pitch. And it's a fly ball out to center. Cam Murray under it, making the catch. And the staff of the Green Giants, as Bills is able to pitch a 1-2-3 inning. Head to the top half of the second. Still got no score between the Scouts and the Green Giants here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Now come to the plate to lead things off of the Scouts here in the top half of the second of a scoreless game. Game 2 of today's doubleheader between the Green Giants and the Scouts. Charlie Danis, Riley Harshman joining you today from St. Clair, Ontario, north of the border here in Canada, as Caleb Eater sends one out the deep center. The catch will be made. And just like that, one pitch, one out to begin the top half of the second for the Scouts.
Peter put pretty good swing on that pitch, but that wind is just in batters' faces right now. So a lot of those fly balls, longer they're in the air, it's going to be for them to travel.
There's a flagpole out in dead center with the Canadian flag on top, followed by the American flag on the bottom. And both those flags are blowing straight to home plate. Give you an idea how much as the pitch is in there for a strike against Jarrett Lindsey. Here's the 0-1, and Lindsey will send a grounder out to short. Throw to first will be in time. And just like that, 2 gone here in the inning. So now Truman Brown will come to the plate. Brown, a great guy to hang out with, as the pitch is on the way from Christie, and that's in there for a strike. Saw his family come for a couple games when the Scouts were entertaining the Sugar Beets of Saginaw. As this pitch is hit out to short. Throw to first will be in time. And boy, how do you like that? A 1-2-3 inning for the Scouts. Rather quick frame right there for the boys from Xenia. We head to the bottom half of the second. The Green Giants 0, Scouts likewise here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Bottom of the second here at Lacrosse Park, game 2 of today's twin bill between the Green Giants and the Scouts. So now Miggy Cienfuegos, designated hitter, come to play. Now, Riley, you told our listeners about this in the first game, but I think it's important that you try to reiterate it here. What does Cienfuegos score in Spanish? As the pitch is bunted up the third base line. Brown. Throw to first will be not in time as Cienfuegos reaches safely.
Yes, Cienfuegos, if you that word down a little bit, Cien in Spanish means 100. The number 100, and Fuegos means fires. His name literally translates to 100 fires.
Despite that hot name, he went with a little soft touch there with the bunt. Perfectly placed by Cienfuegos, by the way. And he runs very well down the first base line. So now that'll bring Harrison Jones to the plate. He'll take a strike from Bills. Jones, the first baseman in this game for the Green Giants, as the lights have been done here. And this pitch is fouled off to the right. We are a little bit past 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time here in Ontario. As the pitch, and this will be a liner into center field for a base hit. So back-to-back singles by Cienfuegos and Jones have the Green Giants in business here offensively. And now the man who has an offensively tilted last name, that being Gavin Homer. The second baseman, now he's up for the Green Giants. You always like to have a name like Homer if you're a hitter. I don't know necessarily if you want that moniker if you're a pitcher, as that is bunted off to the left, although there is Homer Bailey, the right-hander for the Reds. Now, got that name, or got that nickname, I should say, because he wanted to honor his grandfather, who he had a very close relationship with. So, I tend to understand that, but the last thing that you want to be doing yourself if you're a pitcher is to associate yourself with something that could really hurt your ERA, hurt your standing as a pitcher. But that's just me. The 0-1. This will be a foul up the first base line, as Homer was trying to bunt it down that first base line, trying to put those runners into scoring position. A scoreless game here at the bottom of the second. Green Giants and Scouts nothing, at least at the moment, as St. Clair is looking to perhaps change that here with a big inning against Ben Bills. Meanwhile, Bills looks in for a sign. He'll now at the belt. Now the pitch, and that's outside, as Homer was able to pull back his bunt attempt in time on a pitch outside. 1-2 the count on Gavin Homer. Matthew Ornelia waiting on deck for St. Clair.
It's a gutsy move with the runners on first and second, no outs, and try and get that bunt in with 2 strikes on the batter. It's a gutsy move with the runners on first and second, no outs, and try and get that bunt in with 2 strikes on the batter.
1-2. Swung on and missed. 1-2. Swung on and missed for first out. Homer wasn't bunt right there, but he still came up empty. First strikeout of the game for Bills, and now Matthew Ornelia, the right fielder, will come to the plate.
Those outs where no runners move when you're in a jam like that are so pivotal to a pitcher in getting out of a jam, and Bills has done a good job for the Scouts in getting out of jam, getting that strikeout, a good start.
Ornelia, the left-handed batter against the right-handed throwing Ben Bills. Here's the pitch, and that's outside for a Ornelia, native of Vista, California, goes to Palomar College. And the pitch is swung on and hit out to deep left field. Welch back, and he'll make the catch for the second out. And tagging and going to third on the play is Cienfuegos. So 2 gone in the inning, and now Alex Crump will come to the plate.
That was probably the deepest ball we've seen hit today, out to left field, so the wind's not working exactly like it is out in center, but still all carried quite away with the wind.
It's pretty deep out there to dead center, probably a little over 400 feet. That pitch is there for a strike in the outside corner. 330 down the left field line, 320 down the right field line. Power alleys are somewhere in the vicinity of 370, 375. As this pitch is fouled off to the right. 0-2 the count now on Alex Crump. And there's also a big fence out there in right field that rises, I'd say a good 10, 15 feet off the ground or so. So you really got to hit it high and far in order to get that out of this ballpark. The pitch, that's outside. 1-2 the count now on Crump. Kevin Dion, the shortstop, waiting on deck for the Green Giants. Bills at the belt. 1-2. This is swung on and fouled off to the right, so we'll do it once again here. Scouts have recorded a hit in this game. Meanwhile, the Green Giants, they've got 2 so far, and they're also looking for their first run of the game. Cienfuegos is at third. Jones is at first. And latter is pitch. Here it comes. Runner going from first to second. And the pitch is fouled back to the screen as attempting to go from first to second on a stolen base attempt was Harrison Jones. Jones will have no choice now but to trot back to first base.
We mentioned it a little bit last game, but the backstop here not as far back as most are. So Penn Bills, if a pass ball.
1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Throw by Lindsey down to first, and that will end the inning for the Green Giants. No runs, couple hits, couple men left on base for St. Clair. We head to the top half of the third. Xenia nothing. St. Clair likewise here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Top half of the third here at the Cass Park. Still a scoreless game between the Scouts and the Green Giants as Carter Boswell will come to the plate before to Boswell's bat. Riley, what is today's trivia question for Game 2?
So Game 2's trivia question, we've got to go back almost 100 years. So which of the following players won multiple batting titles in the 1920s and strangely enough played for 4 different teams in the decade? Your options are Ty Cobb, Joe Jackson, also known as Shoeless Joe, Frankie Frisch, or Rogers Hornsby.
Meanwhile, Christie back to work the pitch. Coming off of one of those outings where there's a little bit of good news and there's a little bit of bad news. In that game against the Sugar Beets of Saginaw back on July the 14th. The pitch is in there for a strike. Back on July the 14th. The pitch, strike. The good news for Christie was he was in that start against the Sugar Beets while striking out 8 and walking 3. As that pitch is for a strike. Or swung on and missed, I should say, by Boswell. 2-2 the count. So he got hit a lot in that game, but able to scatter those hits enough to allow his team to eventually win. A 16-7 win that ended up being for St. Clair as Boswell swings and misses. That one gone in the inning. And now Zach for the Scouts. Wind has kind of died down here a little bit. Thank goodness, boy. In between games, it was really whipping. My knees were knocking together, and my teeth. It was not a pleasant sight for anybody to see. As that pitch is fouled off, 0-1 the count. Pitch is in there for a strike. Well, the Scouts look pretty warm down there, but there's still a lot of guys down there that have gone ahead and donned the sweatshirts. that they have been out to the scouts. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Grounder out to short. And it's over the glove of the shortstop. That was an awkward-looking play, to say the least, as Dion went down there, squatted down with his knees, and backhand that ball, but somehow must have hit like a pebble or something because it hopped over his glove. Nothing that he could have done about it.
Yeah, some strange hops. Turf is a lot more predictable, but I don't think the shortstop should have gone for the band there.
Bird, 5-4, double play. So just like that, the Scouts inning is over. We head to the bottom half of the third. We still got no score between the Green Giants and the Scouts here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Bottom half of the third here at LaCasse Park. And we still got no score between the Green Giants and the Scouts. Ben Bill's back on the hill for Xenia, and now it is Dion, the shortstop, who will greet him here. And Dion, pat inside-out swing, fouls it off to the left. 9, 1, and 2 hitters coming here for the Green. The pitch. Well, it was raining earlier today, but you know what? It died down a little bit. Things have gotten a lot more comfortable here. 2-1 pitch. That's outside for a ball. 3-1 the count now on Dion. And coming up on this inning, we will answer to today's. That's outside for a ball. 3-1 the count now on Dion. And coming up on this inning, we will answer to today's trivia question. And it was a good one brought up by Riley, as this is a grounder over to first. Takes it, Bills, who will beat Dion bag for the first out. Mr. Harshman, let us revisit our trivia question.
So our trivia question, which of the following players with multiple batting titles in the 1990s and strangely enough played for 4 different teams in that decade? Options are Ty Cobb, Shoeless Joe Jackson, Frankie Frisch, and Rogers Hornsby.
So now the batter is going to be Massey, the center fielder. Here's the batter is going to be Massey, the center fielder. Here's the pitch. And this will be a ball hit into the left field for a base knock. I'll go down as a single for the Green Giants center fielder. I'll bring DeLuke play. I am going to go. You said that this batter won multiple batting titles with 4 different teams.
Correct. Played for 4 different teams.
Playing for 4 different teams. I'm going to go with Frankie first then.
That would be incorrect. The correct answer was Rogers Hornsby.
The Raja.
And Hornsby was a Cardinal, a Giant, a Brave, and a Cub.
Pitches down low for a ball, and that'll be a stolen base for Massey. Rogers Hornsby. One of the greatest hitters of all time. Made hitting 400 go easy. Now a stolen base again for Massey as he swipes third.
Massey had 2 great jumps going to second and to third. Had Ben Bills' motion down to a science and just had a great jump and made it pretty easy with his speed.
So now a definite RBI opportunity here for DeLuke. As that pitch is taken for a strike, DeLuke flew out to center his last time up.
And I mentioned it a little bit last inning when Bills was out there, but a wild pitch, he's going to have to bust it to home plate to cover for a possible base stealing home.
This is popped up into left field. Tuttle making the catch. And the runner bluffs going home as Tuttle quickly gets it back into the infield for the second. So after the pop out to the shortstop, that'll bring Gibson Zeminski to the plate. Zeminski flew out center field his last time up. Massey still over the third, however, as the Green Giants are looking to draw first blood in what has turned out to be a scoreless game so far. As the Green Giants bat in the bottom of the third, as that pitch is taken on the outside corner for a called strike. Although so far, Riley, Bill has been doing a nice job of spotting his pitches.
Yeah, he's got really good control right now. Just popping Lindsey's mitt, and that's exactly what you got to do for a good start.
And now time has been called.
As popping Lindsey's mitt, and that's exactly what you got to do for a good start.
And now time has been called. Bills was just about to go into his windup. And boy, for as wet as it was earlier today, this field has actually done a nice job of drying itself out. That pitch is down low for all. 1-1 the count. After tonight's game, we will have a day off on Monday. And then we will embark on the final stretch of games here in 2018. As that pitch is outside for a ball. And we'll talk about those upcoming games in just a moment as I pull those up on my laptop. In the meantime, a 2-1 count for Zeminski. Here's the 2-1, and it is outside for a ball. It is now 3. Green Giants third baseman. 2 away here in the bottom of the third. Runner at third. Bills with the pitch. Pounder to King. Snares it. Takes it to the bag himself. Inning over for the Green Giants. No runs. 1 hit. Man left on base for the Green Giants. We head to the top half of the fourth with the Scouts. Green Giants still not at 0. Cam Murray will lead things off for the Scouts here in the top half of the dance. And we're also happy to be joined once again by resident Scouts writer Luke Seaver. Luke, how you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Good. So now Cam Murray will dig into the right-handed batter's box. Right-hander Cree, and that pitch is outside for a ball. Well, Luke, as has been the case with Ryan and I, this is your very first time in Canada, and this pitch is popped up. Out of play on the right side. You, and has been the case with Riley and I, this is your very first time in Canada, and out of play on the right side. You, and